Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to talk about angle pair relationships. So first of all, I'm going to talk about angle pairs. So this is a video about two angles that have relationships. So adjacent means next to. So it's two angles that are next to each other. However, you might be thinking, well, these angles are next to each other, they're close to each other, these are not adjacent angles. So what I mean by next to is I have one angle here and one angle here, and they share a side. So I have angle A, B, C, and angle C, B, D. Those are next to each other, and those are adjacent. So angle, I need to draw the angle symbol. ABC, I want to use 3 capital letters. I can't just use B because B is multiple angles. B could be this top one here, this bottom one here, or the whole one, so we need to be more specific. So angle ABC and angle CBD are adjacent. They share ray BC is the shared side. And that's what makes them adjacent. So BC ray in the middle there is the shared side. And remember that an angle is always created by rays. Complementary are two angles that add to 90 degrees. So here's a 90-degree angle, here's a right angle. I'm going to draw a little box in here. Okay, so here we have angle E. I don't like how that turned out. We have angle EFG, and we have angle GFH. Those are adjacent, yes, because they're next to each other, and they're also complementary because they add to 90 degrees. So what else I could have is if I have IJK, and this is a 50-degree angle, and maybe not attached, but I have 40-degree angle LMN. Those are also complementary. 40 plus 50 is 90. Those two angles add up to 90 degrees together, so we call them complementary. So whether they're adjacent or not, complementary angles or angles can be called complementary or are called complementary as long as they add to 90 degrees, whether that's 89 degrees and 1 degree, 88 and 2, 40 and 50, 30 and 60, and so on. Supplementary angles are angles that add to 180 degrees or a line. So supplementary add to 180 degrees. And remember that these are two angles. These are angle pairs. I'm purposely not going to draw these adjacent this time. So we have this angle. I have ray OP, and I have ray OQ. The vertex is point O. POQ is my angle. If this is 120 degrees here, whether I'm referring to angle POQ or angle O, in this case I can use one letter because it's obvious where O is, which angle I'm referring to. And if I have this angle here, we'll call it RST. I have ray SR, ray ST, angle RST or angle S. If this is 60 degrees, well, 120 plus 60 is 180. These two angles here are supplementary. The next one is a linear pair. A linear pair are angles that are adjacent and supplementary. If angles are adjacent, if they're next to each other, and they're supplementary, they're going to add to 180 degrees together. So they're going to form a line because they're going to be next to each other. So the two that I drew up above for supplementary, they don't form a line together unless we put them together, but they're two separate, so they don't form a line. But if I have a line, well, a line is a 180 degree angle. So if I have X, Y, and Z, this angle here is 180 degrees. It's called a straight angle or a line. If I make this into point A, so I have ray YA or angle AYZ now. If this is, we'll say this is 20 degrees. Looks like it could be 20. I'm not getting a protractor out. 180 minus 20 is 160. So if XYA, if angle XYA is 160, those together form a line. I actually used the line first and then created the angles. They're next to each other. They share the side or the ray YA, and they're supplementary. They add to 180 degrees together. And the last pair that I'm going to talk about in this video is vertical. So vertical is created by two intersecting lines So I have A, B, C, and I have E and D. The vertical angles are here and here. So angle ABC is congruent to angle EBD, and they are vertical. So vertical just means like opposite from each other. If I were to cross ABC, if I were to flip it or reflect it over that line there, over, let's call it the x-axis, if I were to flip it right over that line or across point B, it would sit right on top of EBD, and those are going to be congruent. Vertical angles are always congruent. And I have another pair of vertical angles, the side ones. This one on the left, angle ABE, and this one on the right, angle CBD. So angle ABE and CBD are vertical and congruent.